These are the 10 most powerful and closest associates of Nigeria's disgraced pastor, Dr. Chris Okafor. And in this episode, we expose the relationships, alliances, and hidden connections surrounding his ministry. Some of the names on this list will shock you. Some will make you question everything you ever thought you knew. And one in particular will shock you because you won't see it coming. This is Blackish Gold Originals. Everything in this episode is drawn from public information available online, interviews, reports, and ministerial research as this story continues to unfold. What you are about to hear is not rumor, it is the growing conversation happening across Nigeria's religious and media space. So we begin with the list of Chris Okafor's closest inner caucus, and number 1 on that list is no other than Jeremiah Omoto Fufeyin.
Number 1, making love in a dream.
For years, Prophet Jeremiah Omoto Fufeyin, based in Warri, has remained one of the most controversial figures in Nigeria's prophetic space. His ministry has repeatedly gone viral over unusual spiritual items and practices, from what critics describe as symbolic spiritual products to ritualized objects that sparked massive online debate. Supporters defend these practices as prophetic symbolism. Critics call them commercialized faith. Regardless of perspective, Jeremiah has consistently remained in the eye of public controversy. Within this landscape, Chris Okafor has frequently been mentioned as one of Jeremiah's closest ministerial associates. Their relationship, as observed by followers and critics alike, goes beyond casual fellowship. Both men have shared pulpits, defended one another during moments of public backlash, and appeared together at major ministry events. Their public alignment over the years has created a perception of mutual loyalty, particularly when either faces heavy scrutiny. Adding another layer, Nollywood actress Doris Ogala claimed in interviews that she had professional interactions connected to both men, which further fueled online speculation about how deeply interconnected their operations might be. Whether interpreted as simple ministerial partnership or something more strategic, the consistency of their alliance has drawn intense attention from observers. To many critics, this long-standing closeness represents a powerful inner network among high-profile prophets who protect and reinforce each other's influence. To supporters, it is simply brotherhood in ministry. But if Jeremiah represents the public face of Chris Okafor's alliances, who else operates within that close circle behind the scenes? That question leads us directly to the next name, Dr. Anthony Oko. Dr. Anthony Oko, General Overseer of Sovereign Assembly located in Egbeda, Lagos, is widely regarded by followers as a deeply spiritual and disciplined minister. Yet what has captured public curiosity is the private spiritual relationship he allegedly shares with Chris Okafor, one that Chris himself has openly referenced in sermons and interviews. Chris has described Dr. Anthony as a very solid partner to both his ministry and his personal spiritual life. He once disclosed that they regularly pray together for hours, sometimes over the phone and sometimes in secluded in-person meetings, interceding for their respective ministries. Such long, frequent, and emotionally intense spiritual engagements naturally create a bond of deep trust and reliance. Observers often point out that this kind of behind-the-scenes spiritual partnership is rarely visible to congregations, yet it plays a powerful role in shaping ministry decisions, alliances, and responses during controversy. When storms arise, those who pray together privately often stand together publicly. Supporters interpret this as spiritual accountability. Critics, however, argue that such alliances can foster echo chambers where leaders reinforce each other without external checks. Whether one sees this bond as divine partnership or strategic spiritual networking, it undeniably positions Dr. Anthony as one of the most significant inner circle figures in Chris Okafor's life. But beyond prayer partners and trusted allies, What about the figure many believe shaped Chris Okafor's ministerial identity itself, his mentor? That brings us to Bishop Isaac Idahosa.
I am Archbishop Designate Isaac Idahosa, the General Overseer of the God First Ministries here in Lagos, Nigeria, West Africa.
Bishop Isaac Idahosa, General Overseer of Illumination Assembly in Ajah, is frequently described as one of the most influential spiritual figures in Chris Okafor's journey. Their relationship is often portrayed not merely as friendship, but mentorship, with long-standing ministerial dynamics that date back many years. Bishop Idahosa's ministry background, political involvement, and prophetic influence have consistently placed him among Nigeria's most visible Christian leaders. During the 2023 presidential season, his political aspirations elevated his national profile even further. Within this context, Doris Ogala's mention of Bishop Idahosa during her interviews added another layer of public intrigue to his connection with Chris Okafor. Multiple accounts suggest that Bishop Idahosa has served in various capacities around Chris Okafor's ministry, from advisor to close confidant, offering counsel during critical moments. Such proximity, while natural in mentorship, becomes a focal point of public discussion whenever controversy arises around either figure. Supporters see this as spiritual fatherhood. Critics, however, argue that such mentorship in such environments can evolve into mutual protection and coordinated responses when challenges emerge. Whether one sees this bond as divine partnership or strategic spiritual networking, it undeniably positions Bishop Idahosa as one of the most significant inner circle figures in Chris Okafor's life. But if mentors shape the foundation, what about peers who walk the same prophetic path and share similar storms? That question leads us to Joshua Iginla.
Based in Abuja, Prophet Joshua Iginla has, like Jeremiah Fufeyin, remained under intense public scrutiny for several years. His ministry has repeatedly drawn both admiration and controversy, making him one of the most discussed prophetic figures in the nation. Over time, Joshua Iginla and Chris Okafor developed what many observers describe as a close peer relationship. Both men have exchanged church platforms, preached in each other's assemblies, and interacted far beyond formal ministry events. Their connection reportedly extends into their personal lives, suggesting a relationship rooted not only in ministry strategy but in personal trust. Supporters interpret these interactions as healthy fellowship among prophetic leaders. Critics, however, often view such alliances as power networks, relationships that allow influential figures to protect each other's public standing and consolidate authority during times of pressure. The recurring theme remains: when controversies strike one, the other is rarely far away in visible support. This consistency has reinforced public perception of a tight inner network surrounding Chris Okafor. Yet no inner circle is complete without loyalists, the individuals whose constant presence, service, and devotion form the operational backbone of a leader's ministry. And that brings us to Pastor Tony. Among all figures linked to Chris Okafor, Pastor Tony is perhaps the most consistently visible. Often described as more than an assistant, he has been widely recognized as Chris Okafor's trusted protege, aide, and loyalist. Those familiar with Chris Okafor's ministry frequently observe Pastor Tony by his side, handling logistics, managing access, carrying equipment, coordinating movements, and providing constant personal support. Over the years, this proximity has evolved into an extraordinary trust and dependence. At one point, Pastor Tony was reportedly assigned to oversee the Gambia branch of Grace Nation, an appointment widely interpreted as a demonstration of Chris Okafor's confidence in him. Recently, however, he has been seen operating again from the Lagos headquarters, reinforcing his role within the core leadership structure. Supporters view this loyalty as admirable discipleship. Critics, however, often view such alliances as power networks, relationships that allow influential figures to protect each other's public standing and consolidate authority during times of pressure. Either way, Pastor Tony's role places him firmly inside Chris Okafor's closest operational circle. But if these are only some of the visible figures, how many more influential names remain hidden within that inner structure? Which leads us to the conclusion. So these men, and others yet to be revealed, represent the network of relationships, alliances, mentorships, and loyal partnerships surrounding Chris Okafor. In Part 2, we will uncover even more surprising and influential names that continue to shape this unfolding story. Click the next video on your screen now to watch the concluding part of this episode. This is Blackish Gold Originals. See you inside.